Hello and welcome to the first episode of Mostly Engineering. And in this kind of channel trailer, I want to talk about the importance of engineering itself. And if you just look around us, especially if you're living in a city, engineering is simply everywhere. I can't see any bit at the moment what is not engineered. And you might think that's overstated, and for example I see a table in front of me and you might argue that's not much of an engineering, and we are so used to tables that you kind of say this, but if you think about it, some way down in the history of mankind we had the problem that if we do our work, if you want to do stuff, eat, manufacturing tools, anything like this, sitting on the ground is a bit uncomfortable, especially for the lower part of the back. And people found out, like, if you put all your workings on a rock, it's a much more comfortable height to work with. But you still have a problem where to put your legs. And so a rock with a hole in the center would be ideal, but they are actually hard to find in nature. So people thought, like, I can build this myself. I can use my creativity. I see some sticks and wood parts and I can do this myself. And this is actually deeply human to see this problem, to analyze this and say, with my creativity, with my knowledge of the world, I can find a solution. And also, I wouldn't say like humans are the only engineers. It would be completely wrong, because a lot of animals doing engineering as well, but animals do engineering for finding shelter and finding food. And we did this in the beginning of mankind as well, but engineering is the only thing we can do really good. This is our evolutionary advantage. Because if we look at ourselves, like, we don't have a particular good sense of vision, of smell. Our strength is, for our size, relatively weak. We are not particularly fast. We don't have claws or pointy teeth to hunt or defend ourselves. And we take over 20 years to breed the next generation. So from an evolutionary standpoint, we are a bit of a fail. But we have the ability to engineer, to see those problems and find a technical solution for it. And this is what puts us like one of the most successful species on the planet. And we are so good in engineering that we have to do it all the time. Our brain kind of needs this problem, I find a solution type of thing. And we are so good at it, and we need it so much that most of the problems we find in engineering solution nowadays is problems we caused ourselves. Because, let's be honest, how much time and effort do we spend on finding shelter and finding food anymore? Most of the time we are solving problems like, I want to go from London to New York in 7 hours and not a week or at all. So you see, most of the problems we find engineering solutions nowadays are problems we caused ourselves. But actually you can argue these are all things that make our life better, because that's what drives us. Having a problem, finding a solution, getting the knowledge about our surroundings, and finally making the world a better place every single day. And if you look at our planet, that's what we do. I mean, we shape the surface of our planet like no other species on our Earth. And if you look at our planet from space, you only see the influence of 2 species on the world. The ones are beavers in northern Canada, building large dams and flooding areas, creating really large lakes that when the sun is reflecting on them, they're shimmering like gold in the green of Canada. Very nice. And the second species shaping the surface of our planet are we? And you might say like now, okay, we can see the Great Wall of China from space, and actually you can't. I mean, the Great Wall of China is definitely long enough to be seen from space, but it's not wide enough. Otherwise you would be able to see every single street from space. And if you look at this point, like Google Maps or something like this, you see in the end it depends on the spy satellite you use. But generally, if you're seeing visible from space as a term of scale, you probably speak about visible with the naked eye or with a normal camera. And in this category, our cities are visible, and especially at night when all the lights are glowing, it looks just simply beautiful. And this is another point what we achieved. We achieved to create light in the darkness. And if you think about it, it's pretty astonishing to begin with. And then we are looking to our planet from space. We are the only species to achieve this, to left our planet, to define the chains of gravity, to see our planet from above and explore the universe we live in. And at least on our planet, we are the only species to achieve this. And if you think about this, it doesn't have to be such elaborate like space engineering and rocket science, but we do engineering all the time. And every single one of us is kind of an engineer, because at its core, engineering is seeing a problem, making a short analysis about it, and then finding a solution to these problems to make our life a little bit easier. And we all do this all the times, if you call yourself an engineer or if you're not. And if you call yourself an engineer, it's like you see the whole world as a series of problems. You have to use your creativity and your knowledge of your environment and of the natural science to find a solution for these problems, making our world a better place to live. And I want to take you on this journey, seeing how this great ability of mankind to see a problem and find a genius, simple solution for it. So that's what all this channel is about. I hope you enjoyed this video. You will keep on watching this channel. So I have to say now, thanks for watching and see you at the next time. Bye bye.